Sorting hat quizzes be like. How do you brush your teeth? Bravely. B. While making a sandwich. C. While reading a book. D. I'm a snake. You can never lose an argument if you say shut up nerd at the end. Yes you can. Shut up nerd. True self-control is waiting until the movie starts to eat your popcorn. Why would the movie eat my popcorn? Never mind, I get it. I'm the only thing preventing the mailman and the vacuum from killing my entire family. This was such a confusing and frightening post before I read the name of the blog that posted it. If you step on a person's foot they open their mouths, just like trash cans. LMAO, why am I still laughing at this? Remember in school when we had to put these orange covers over the keyboards when practicing our typing skills so we wouldn't be able to peek at where the letters are? No, what the hell kind of school did you go to? Prison? All around me are familiar faces. I was at the movies watching Catching Fire, and just before Finnick appears for the first time some guy yelled out "Where's Finnick?" and there was a collective shh from the rest of the cinema. But then a few seconds later Finnick appears, and the guy goes "Otter he is," and I think everyone in the cinema just choked on their popcorn. Always reblog the bog hogs. I love spending all my time foraging and running around picking up everything I seen in video games, because when I go to the merchant and they try to hit me with the first "you need to go get me the long lost emerald berry a princess log breathe" before I even think about dealing. Sees I've already handed it over. Considering acquiring a bunch of haunted dolls and putting 2 at a time in a salt circle and not letting them out until one has destroyed the other, I will continue this until only one doll, imbued with a hatred of humanity due to what I've done to it, is left, and then release that doll upon end world. It will, of course, immediately slaughter me, but it'll be worth it to know I engineered the harbinger of the apocalypse. The world will end on my terms. What if the dolls team up against you? The idea that people nowadays are more sensitive and easy to offend than they were in the past is such horse. People used to throw hands if you stepped on their shadow, and calling a person a coward was legally justifiable grounds for them to challenge you to a duel with pistols. They had public executions heralded. Stephanie invited Robbie to Ziggy's birthday party, and he was just so happy and excited to go. He's not even making any evil plans this time. Look, he got all dressed up and brought his own little party hat, and he's so nervous about it. Oh my god, Robbie. I'm really glad Tumblr seems to agree with me that this is the most adorable thing to ever happen in the history of ever. Unlike you, I get my news from a reliable source. Rat punk coming out of their bin to shame mankind. Hotline Miami 2, wrong number 2015. Also, being a scientist pretty much gives you a free pass to be as eccentric as you want. Like you'll be at a conference and it's like, is that guy wearing socks and sandals and plaid pants? Yeah, but he was on the team that discovered gravitational waves, let him be. I once saw a highly respected mineralogist take a slice of watermelon, put it between the 2 halves of a bagel, and eat it like a sandwich. Psychiatrist. So what's been on her mind recently? Me. Internally. Intern a crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Dream wedding. Don't have a one. Just go to the registry office, sign the necessary papers, and text your mom. Hey mom, I got married. Then curl up with your love on the couch with a big blanket and a bottle of wine and watch your phone go fucking haywire for the rest of the night. Shout out to the people sleeping right now, but do a quiet shout out so they don't wake up. My notifications went off and I woke up to this. F. Hi brain. You obstinate fucker. I drank the clear splashy stuff. I ate the green things. I went under that bright fucker up there. I did the thing with the moving and sweating and whatnot. Now make the happy chemical, you limp of F. When I was in 8th grade, this guy in my last class of the day leaned over to me and said everyone thinks I'm wearing plaid shorts, but they're really just boxers. And sure enough, upon closer inspection, they were indeed just boxers. This kid just up and didn't wear pants to school and no one noticed. I think about it a lot. You met a god of yore. He lived many people's nightmares like it's nothing. Family. Granny Mort, grandmother, Grandpa Mort, grandfather. 12 unnamed deceased wives. Palm, ex-wife. Zora, ex-wife. Hello. Okay, so unless you've watched the Netflix series you wouldn't understand, but Mort is an interdimensional being who has lived a substantial amount of time. Assuming his wives weren't clones of himself, they probs just died of old age or SMTH. Thanks, that really clears things up. I went to a maid cafe and the manager of the cafe came out and dodged all of my punches and made me pay for everyone's drinks for the rest of the night. Please stop reblogging this. The band played a jazzy number and the manager kept trying to give me towels. It was incredibly embarrassing. I just wanted to talk to cute girls and eat omuras for $5 and this happened. I'm so ashamed. Back when I was a freshman in high school there was this one art project involving hot wax. So we had a huge vat of it outside of the classroom and kids were like sticking stuff in it and playing with pieces, so as soon as I saw it, I went "oh wax" and literally stuck my entire hand in it. And my teacher screamed and several students yelled out "oh my goddess," and I realized why as soon as my hand was submerged, because that sh was very hot. But I didn't want to be known as the dumps who stuck their hand in burning hot wax and suffered an injury, so instead of pulling my hand out and screaming I somehow managed to keep a straight face and just went "what?" And my teacher was just like "oh my god, that's really how wax, are you okay?" And I was just like "oh. It is." I can't feel a thing and just kept my hand in there for like a solid 30 seconds in excruciating pain before pulling it out. That was honestly the most fierce power move I ever pulled. If you could have any video game ability, what would it be? Protect girls. Kiss wife. You awaken feeling rested. My kink is closing doors so that I'm in complete solitude. Not to start drama in the history fandom, but some of y'all out there have really bad opinions and also no critical thinking skills. Also, while I'm here, historical figures aren't your fandom faves. They're real people who had profound and often terrible effects on other real people. You can't apply fandom logic to them. You can't fill in the blanks with no evidence other than you like the idea. You can't vilify some of them while simultaneously standing over misunderstood babies who committed equal atrocities, and perhaps most importantly of all, you can't treat real history as canon and develop AUs where you favors exactly how you want them to be with none of the nasty bits attached. That's not how you read history. That's how you get a painfully obvious bias which makes your conclusions and contributions useless. It's okay, you can say Hamilton. Full disclosure, I was talking about the Soviet Union. I don't know what's going on in the Hamilton sphere and I wanna keep it that way. You're talking about what? Maybe medieval people happened upon a T-Rex fossil and came to a relatively logical conclusion that dragons existed. I've read a couple books on this actually. That's exactly what happened. Also, cyclops are from looking at bones from a certain type of baby elephant. The giant note hole and tiny eyes made it look like a single eye. Yep, can confirm. And what's even funnier to me is that back in the Dark Ages, Greek people used to find a lot of prehistoric break skeletons, and those look exactly like human skeletons, except they're like 8 feet tall or something. So they naturally assumed those were the heroes of legend, and made armor and clothes for them, and rebreed them with the most splendid and sacred religious ceremonies they could think. Okay. Fast forward 5 centuries, Athens all modern and rational. Philosophers and scientists aren't taking any sh from anyone. But the problem is, people will randomly find graves containing giant-ass warriors, so that's something that can't be explained away. And yeah, demi-dogs were a thing, and yeah, they used to be 8 feet tall, and sorry I don't make the rules. Fun fact, I knew this girl from camp who had a British accent, but she wasn't from England, and then one day I went to her house and her parents didn't have a British accent either, so I asked her where she got it from, because I was really confused, and she told me her parents faked it until she was 7 because they wanted a child with a British accent. FMA, where everything is the same except AI is weird AI. Give him back. He's my little brother. Fun prank. Put $1,000 in an envelope and mail it to me. Spice Boy. SoundCloud Wrapped #163,920 fresh out of the test tube on the phone with his agent. Why the F is no one naming their children after Greek goddesses? Name your child Persephone. If that makes you happy. My name is Demeter. In my experience, People named after Greek goddesses are some of the most ethereal chaotic forces I have ever encountered. Our art department's nude model, for example, is a woman named Hera. She's stunningly beautiful, rides a motorcycle as apparently her only vehicle, grows all her own food, and keeps bees, turtles, and a dog named Argus, who she walks around town with a peacock feather attached to his leash. I'm thoroughly convinced she is not of this realm. I'm pretty sure you just met Hera. New LaCroix flavors. Transported in a truck near bananas. Hint of lime. Single Skittle dissolved in water. Shy watermelon. Imagine like a strawberry but with low battery. LaCroix tastes like when your drink is still buffering. LaCroix tastes like someone is sitting next to you thinking really hard about a piece of fruit. Cola addicts actually think like this. Imagine having taste buds so fried and oversaturated you can't enjoy LaCroix. Must be like the food eating equivalent of being a BDSM freak who can't get off without 5 dudes and a car battery. Imagine having such a superiority complex over drinking carbonated water that I'll compare soda to BDSM. Imagine enjoying a LaCroix. Saxophone. Baby. Dennis, please stop. Princess Diana wearing sunglasses. Wow. Tumblr, I'm done with you for tonight. Wow, MFAO. 6,970 total followers. I'm gonna have to block one of you. Who's it gonna be? Any volunteers? Can you seriously grow up? 6,969 total followers. Thanks. My cat has been fking playing me for weeks. Playing me like a fking harp. I feed my cat twice a day with prescribed diet food because she's really fat and doesn't know when she's full, so she never stops eating. Usually when I come home from class she is all over me like the whole of Balin all over me, putting on a pity party and trying to get me to sin and give her more food. But no matter what, I only feed her the amount of food for her prescribed diet. But after a while I started noticing that she wasn't losing weight at all and was actually just getting fatter. So I called the therapist and I'm just like the F, she's still getting fat. So I switched her to another diet food and that still didn't work. And I was so confused and frustrated, like what is wrong with this cat? So a couple weeks go by and I start noticing that I go through bags of food really fast, like a week fast. And I remembered how I thought that was so weird, like I got honest could not figure out why the food disappeared so fast. My former naive and innocent mind. Well, you already here's the fking climax. The other day my class was cancelled and I come downstairs at like noonish, and do you know what I see when I get down? I see my fking cat sitting in the hood bin. With my own 2 eyes I see her sitting in the fking food bin. My spoiled desk cat has been eating like a fking queen and living it the F up while I'm in class, and then pretends like she's hungry when I get home. And you know what's the real kicker? When she leaves the lid gets knocked shut, which is why I never caught on to her scam. She's fking been working the system and playing the FOD game right. You dumb my fking nose, like I want to scream, and now I have to call the vet in the morning and explain to him how I, a well-educated adult in college, got one-upped in intelligence by my fking cat. Read the whole thing. Me. Do not attempt. Do not attempt. If I had the chance to race Godzilla on 4 wheelers you wouldn't be able to fking stop me. Why is modern art so bad? This is really about to take years off my life, let's get it. Not even 10 seconds in, and he mentioned Western society. The decline of artistic standards. Show me the numbers, B. Welcome to my university, here's my graph on art, get bad.